The big day is here for all Social Security and disability beneficiaries. A lot of you have been waiting to hear what the cost of living adjustment is going to be for 2024. Remember, last year you got 8.7%, and there's been indication that it's going to be much, much lower than that. Well, just this hour, the Social Security Administration announced new COLA numbers for 2024, and it affects a lot of things. So I'm going to walk you through everything and when you can expect something in the mail regarding this announcement. This is our weekly Social Security and disability benefits update. So if you are new to this channel, I want to urge you to hit the subscribe button so that you will be the first to know when we release this weekly report about anything that may positively or negatively coming out of Congress or in and out of Congress that may affect your benefits. Now, let's get right into it. There's a lot to cover today. So, I'm going to talk about five things. One, I'm going to walk you through the COLA announcement, how it was calculated, three ways by which the COLA is going to affect you or may affect you in 2024. And then I'm going to talk about another news that is coming out of the Social Security Administration, which is they are reviewing their overpayment practices. A lot of you may have received letters telling you you owe thousands and thousands of dollars in Social Security or disability overpayments. Well, there's good news here. And then lastly, if you haven't received your payment yet for the month, your Social Security or disability benefits, I'm going to walk you through the payment schedule dates very quickly. So let's get to the big number. Well, the Social Security Administration just published the COLA for 2024. It is going to be 3.2%, just exactly what we've been predicting the last few weeks. Well, the credit goes to the Senior Citizens League, which is the nonpartisan organization that releases an estimate of what they think the COLA is going to be. And this year, they said it was going to be 3.2% based on all the numbers that they've looked at, and they were right on the money. So I want to give them all the credit because they were able to come up with an estimate that was spot on. So kudos to them. Now, what does this mean? Well, 3.2% means that your average Social Security retirement benefit is going to go up about 50%. Sorry, $50 a month from an average of 1,848 to $1,907. It's not a lot of money. So, as you can see, it is a very tiny increase. This is actually a 50% drop, more than 50% from what the COLA was last year. So let's look at that. This is from CNBC, and they were just giving, what has COLA been historically? If you look at the numbers over the last 20 years, what can we glean from COLA? Well, the COLA the last 20 years on average has been 2.6%. So 3.2 is a little bit higher than the average for the last 20 years. But given the amount of inflation that we've had over the last few years, some may say that that may not be enough. And they may not be wrong. But the biggest COLA was in 1980 when it was 14.3%. Last year's was also big, which was 8.7%, and 2022 was 5.9, all because of the recent inflation we've been experiencing the last few years. But before COVID or before the recent inflation trend that we've been seeing the last few years, if you look at COLA for 2016, it was zero. 2017, it was 0.3%. 2020, it was 1.6. 2021, it was 1.3. So the recent trend we've been seeing is out of the ordinary. But nonetheless, a lot of people may say that given how much prices have gone up over the last 3 years and stayed up, 3.2% increase may not be enough. Well, so what about Medicare? Medicare Part B premiums also are affected by COLA adjustment. And there's a report out, this is from the New York Times, that COLA may be affecting Medicare premiums in an upward way. So it's going to probably go from $164.90 to $174.80. So that is what the New York Times is predicting, that Medicare Part B premiums are going to be increased too, which affects a lot of people who are on Medicare. So, how are you going to be notified about this new COLA announcement? When are you going to receive a letter from the Social Security Administration officially telling you how much your benefit is going to increase starting in January? Well, according to the Social Security Administration, that notice is going to start getting out early December by mail. But you can also go online starting November 14th. If you have a Social Security My account, you can log in online and see what your COLA is and how much you're going to get for an increase starting in January. Also, for Medicare beneficiaries, if you want to see what your Part B premiums is going to be, the notice that is going to go out in December is going to include information about that. But as usual, you can go to medicare.gov and find out what that information is going to be. So, how is COLA calculated? Well, COLA is, let me just simplify this. Basically, what the government does is that they take the third quarter prices, they have a list of goods and services that affect ordinary people: food, transportation, health, etc., etc. They have a list of goods that they monitor. And so they look at the average prices of those goods during the third quarter of last year and compare it to the third quarter of this year. And if the prices have gone up, then they adjust your Social Security and disability benefits up. If the prices have gone down, then nothing happens. If the prices have stayed the same, your benefits stay the same. Your benefits cannot go down. They cannot reduce your Social Security or disability benefits. That is by law. They can only increase it based on an increase in the cost of living. And the particular index that they use is called the Consumer Price Index for Urban Wage Earners and Clerical Workers, CPIW. That is the Department of Labor, Bureau of Labor Statistics. That is the particular index that they track and they use during the third quarter to figure out the COLA. So that's what the Social Security Administration uses. Now, the Social Security Administration is very transparent with how they calculate the COLA. So if you go on their website, which is I just pulled, you can see they looked at July, August, September CPIW for 2022, and then looked at the CPIW for 2023, and then came up with the 3.2% number. So it's very transparent. It is not out of thin air. There is a process around it. You may agree or disagree with how much increase there should be, but the process is very transparent. So, how is COLA going to affect you or may affect you in 2023? Well, the first thing is that when the COLA is announced, the taxable payroll amount is also adjusted. So, as you know, Social Security is funded through payroll tax, and there is a table of how much maximum of your pay can be taxed for Social Security benefits. Well, in 2023, it was 160,200. In 2024, it's projected to be 168,600. So that's quite a big jump. So that is what the taxable maximum is going to be when it comes to payroll taxes to fund Social Security benefits. Number two, the maximum benefit at retirement age is going to increase. Naturally, if the cost of living has risen and they're adjusting the Social Security benefits, then if you are retiring at full retirement age, which for some people is 66 years and change, and for some is 67, then the maximum benefit you will get at full retirement age is projected to rise from 3,627 to 3,758 in 2024. There are a whole host of considerations that go into whether you should retire at, start collecting Social Security at 62, or whether you should collect it at full retirement age, or whether you should wait till 70 when you get the maximum benefit. The third way that this COLA is going to affect other people is that if you are claiming Social Security early, now estimates is that your income, your income before Social Security taxes are withheld is going to go up. That is adjusted every year. So if you are working and you're getting Social Security, that may also be affected. That particular threshold is going to be affected. So they're suggesting that it may go to 22,200 to 59,160 for couples. So watch out for official numbers for Social Security benefits, whether income taxes are going to be taken out. Now let's move to the fourth thing I want to talk about today, which is that the Social Security Administration is reviewing overpayments. Basically, I did a whole post about the rising amount of letters that are going to Social Security or disability beneficiaries, asking them to pay thousands and thousands. Some have received letters for $60,000 in overpayment that they owe. Well, majority of those overpayments affect Social Security disability beneficiaries, and the Social Security Administration have been getting a lot of heat from Congress since the Kaiser Family Foundation and the Cox Media Network put out a report showing that vulnerable people are being targeted with these overpayment letters that are asking them to pay thousands of dollars in overpayments that they simply don't have money to pay. So, what happens is that their Social Security benefits are taken away, or a portion of it is taken away, especially for SSDI beneficiaries, where the entire amount is taken away until the overpayment is paid back. For SSI beneficiaries, they take about 10% of your pay. And for a lot of people, they cannot afford to lose a portion of their pay, Social Security benefits, or disability benefits, let alone the entire amount. So now the head of the Social Security Administration, the acting commissioner, is saying that they are going to look at this practice and review it. Now, it doesn't mean that they're going to do away with it. It's just that they may modify some of their collection practices so that it's not such a burden on people who are on fixed income and are receiving these letters threatening them that their benefits are going to be taken away. So be on the lookout. If you've been impacted by this, we have a whole video talking about this. So check out our library of videos on YouTube. But there are changes that may come to perhaps ease the burden, but you still owe the money. So I don't think that's going to go away. They may ease your payment schedule, or they may ease how they collect the payments. So finally, let's talk about how Social Security payments are going to be made this month. As you know, Social Security benefits are paid for SSI, SSDI, and Social Security retirement is by your birthday. So if your birthday falls on the 1st to the 10th, you get your payments on the second Wednesday of the month, which was yesterday. If your birthday falls on the 11th to the 20th, you get it on the third Wednesday. And if your birthday falls on the 21st to the 31st, you get it on the fourth Wednesday of the month. For SSI, you get it on the first or the third, unless it falls on a weekday or on a holiday. So here is the Social Security payment schedule for SS and SSDI. If you're on retirement benefits and SSDI, your payments are on the 11th, the 18th, and the 25th of October, depending on when your birthday falls. So if your birthday falls on the 1st to the 10th, you should have received it yesterday, the 11th. If it falls on the 11th to the 20th, you will receive it on the 18th. And then if it falls on the 21st to the 31st, you will receive your benefits on the 25th. Now, if you've been receiving Social Security benefits before May 1997, then you'll get your benefits. You should have received it on October 3rd. For SSI, because October 1st fell on a Sunday, you should have received your benefits on September 29th. Or if you are receiving SSI and Social Security together, then you receive your benefits on October the 3rd. If you do not get your benefits, if you do not receive your Social Security benefits, here's what to do. The first thing is that you should wait 3 additional business days. And if after that you still do not receive your benefits, then call Social Security at 1-800-772-1213. Or if you have access to your benefits online, you can log in online and see Sometimes it may be because of overpayment, as I talked about. They will stop your benefits. They will pause it until your overpayment is paid. So if you're not receiving your benefits, it may be that you may be impacted by overpayment, and so they're stopping your benefits. Or if your benefit is less than it should be, that may also be the reason. Or sometimes there may be a cancellation for some violation that you may not know about. So if you wait after 3 days and you don't get your benefits, call Social Security or go online and check and see what's going on. So that is the end of this week's Social Security and disability updates. If you are new to our channel, again, I want to urge you to hit the subscribe button so that you'll be notified when we release our weekly updates on things that may affect your benefits. If you have any questions about anything that I've talked about today, please ask us in the comment section below. So until the next time, we will see you in the next video.